Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Katherine. I am a mom of two and I share real life motherhood routines, food, side hustles, and just figuring things out as we go. Today I want to talk about my experience of reselling because it is something I did during a really specific season of motherhood, and it ended up being something I truly enjoyed. How did I get started with reselling? I actually started reselling very casually by selling my son's clothes that he had outgrown. I joined Facebook BST groups, which just means buy, sell, and trade groups, like Bamboo and Beyond, along with Target, H&M, Old Navy, and Zara groups. The Bamboo and Beyond groups always did the best for kid clothes, which made sense because there were a lot more moms in those groups. It felt very community-based. Around that same time, I also started going to local consignment sales, especially on half-off days. I would look for really good deals, sometimes brand new items, and buy them specifically to resell in those Facebook groups. I genuinely loved doing that. It just felt like a treasure hunt, finding good pieces, knowing what would sell, and keeping things really affordable for other moms. It didn't feel like work to me, and that's what really got me interested in reselling beyond just my own kid clothes. After doing this for a while, I started getting curious about pallets. I had spent a lot of time researching where to buy them, how they worked, and what to look for. I specifically wanted to find a place local to us so I wouldn't have to pay for pallet shipping because that gets really expensive. I ended up buying my very first pallet on June 2nd of 2023. At the time, my daughter was just 4 months old and my son was almost 2. When I picked it up, it honestly felt like a big step. It was exciting, but also a little overwhelming. I didn't know exactly how it would go, but I felt prepared because of all of the research I had done beforehand. It also truly felt like a team effort. My mom would come over and help me take pictures, pull items, and pack orders while my mother-in-law helps with the kids. Looking back, that support is one of my favorite parts of the experience, and I really love doing it with my mom. How did I price things? When it came down to pricing, my goal was always to keep things affordable, while still making it worth my time, of course. So for women's and men's clothing, I usually priced items at a little less than half off retail. So if something was $30, I'd sell it for around $12. For kid clothes, most items were $5 unless something that was already sold cheaper in store, like Target biker shorts for kids, those I'd price close to $3. As a stay-at-home mom, I know how expensive life can be and how quickly kids outgrow things. So affordability really meant a lot to me, and that's really why I wanted to do this. One part of reselling that I truly enjoyed was the packaging. I started out using poly mailers from Amazon. Usually a size 10 by 13 worked best for a few onesies. But when I decided to take reselling more seriously, I started ordering poly mailers from small businesses, including Small Business Co. I would mostly use the 10 by 13 or 14 by 19 sizes. I didn't include stickers or thank you cards because I wanted to protect my profit, but I loved being able to use the cute mailers. I wanted my buyers to feel excited when they saw their package in the mailbox. Holiday mailers were always a hit, especially the Halloween and Christmas, and I got a lot of positive comments about them. Since I was reselling in the BST groups, the shipping was not included. For shipping, I always kept things really transparent. In my purge post, I would state that shipping started at $6 with each additional item being $1, capping it at $12. If shipping ever cost more than $12, I would cover the rest myself. I used Pirate Ship for shipping and PayPal for payment. I would send an invoice, copy the address from the paid invoice, and paste it directly into Pirate Ship. I also invested in a thermal label printer and a scale, which helped make sure shipping stayed accurate. I recently, couple months after doing this, I decided that I was going to start my own Facebook group. So one challenge with BST groups is that posts have to be approved, and over time it became really hard constantly waiting just to do a purge. It also got stressful when I was posting the same items in multiple groups and trying to keep track of what's sold and where. That's what led me to create my own Facebook group. It gave me more control, and I created a real sense of community. I didn't have to juggle multiple groups anymore. I learned exactly what people were looking for as far as sizes, styles, and preferences. At one point, my group had grew over to 600 members, and it became fun. Reselling during that season gave me confidence and a sense of purpose. It was something I could do during nap time and in between mom life, and it felt like something that was mine. If you're curious about reselling or buying pallets, I hope this gives you a realistic look at what it was like for me. In my next video, I'll be talking about other platforms I've resold on, like Whatnot, Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and how those experiences compared to BST groups. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.